Hey guys, Nelson here with Average Home Theater. Quick review on The Long Walk. So, first of all, I read the novel years ago. I really enjoyed it. I don't remember a whole lot. I just remember as I read it, I remember thinking, this was pretty cool. Kind of messed up, but I enjoyed it. So with that being said, when the movie was coming out or when I saw the advertisements, I knew I had to go watch it. So I decided to go watch it this weekend, and I want to give you guys my thoughts. First, the acting is superb. I know that's what everybody's saying, and it is true. The young man from Alien Romulus was fantastic. The guy who played Garrity, the main character, or co-main character, he was phenomenal. So overall, I really enjoyed that aspect of the movie, of the story. You know, you get the camaraderie and the banter between the guys, joking, even though they're in this horrible situation. So I thought that they did a very good job with that, and it's quite enjoyable in those moments. Yeah, that's really all. I mean, the acting's great. Mark Hamill's fine. He doesn't have a huge role, but the lines that he has where he's yelling and playing the major, I think he was fine. You know, he did great. So, and like I said, I don't remember a whole lot from the book, but just from the movie standpoint, I enjoyed all of that stuff. It was good. Now, for the negative, it just felt like kind of a shell of a story. They explained that it's post-war, I guess like a civil war, and that the country's trying to rebuild, but you know, I guess it's a fascist type of regime now, run by the military, and they make it look like Mark Hamill's kind of in charge of everything, not just the long walk. So that it's a little confusing, and they say that this event helps raise the national GDP and blah, 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 but there's no real explanation of how. All of the people in the country, when they do show them along the route, they look miserable, nobody looks happy. So I don't know how, and they don't explain how this generates so much money and is so good for the economy. So it's kind of weird. Like you're just supposed to accept that this happens and this is the story. And it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So it kind of took me out of it, because the whole time I was wondering, what's the point? Other than, you know, you volunteer because you can win all this money and get one wish. But other than that, like the whole purpose for the economy being so bad and how this is good for the economy, they don't explain, and it's just weird. So when you look at it that way, it feels like you're just watching a shell of a movie. You're not really watching a complete story. So because of that, it really took me out of it. And then there's also the ending. They swapped some things from the novel, which I don't care about that. It's okay that they took some liberties and made some changes that were probably for the better. So I don't have an issue with that. It's just very ambiguous, the ending. It's ambiguous in the novel, and this one, it's a different ending, but it's still kind of ambiguous because you don't know exactly what's going to happen after the end. So anyway, just wanted to give my thoughts. I don't even know what kind of genre to put it in. It's not horror, maybe it's a little bit of suspense, but it's an intense movie. It has very intense moments, and it's got some pretty good gore. So if you like that type of stuff, absolutely, I think you should go watch it, especially to, you know, support movie theaters. But if you're a little squeamish and you're not really into that type of stuff, and especially if you don't like Stephen King type stuff, you know, yeah, you can probably wait till it comes out on streaming, but it is definitely worth a watch. So anyway, with that, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you on the next one.